I didn't think it could get better, and it got better. Okay, this is my second video. I'm reading chapter 9 of this book, whose name I forgot. Searching for Dragons. Okay, so he'd asked if can you see something in particular, or does it just show scenes at random? You have to ask, said the dwarf, and you don't always get an answer. Would you like to see it? Yes, please, Simrine said quickly. Mendemar looked doubtfully at the carpet, wondering whether it would be safe to leave it where it was with all the children around, and thinking how much trouble it would be to haul along if they didn't. Let it be, the dwarf said, following Mendemar's gaze. The kids won't touch it. With some reluctance, Mendemar nodded and followed the dwarf and Simrine into the house. The inside was just as maze-like as Mendemar had expected from the rambling exterior. The dwarf led them down a passage, around a corner, up a flight of creaky wooden stairs, through a room lined with pictures, up another flight of stairs, and down a long hall to a cramped, stuffy little room under the farthest slope of the roof. The only light came from a circular window about twice the size of Mendemar's head. There it is, said the dwarf. If you want to see something, ask, but I can't guarantee it will work. Show me Kazul, the king of the dragons, Simrine commanded at once. For a moment nothing happened. Then Mendebar felt a tentative swelling of magic around the window. I think it needs a boost, he said, and reached for his sword. No, let me, said Simrine. She thought for a minute, then raised her right hand and pointed at the window. Power of water, wind, and earth. Cast the spell to show its birth. Raise the fire to stop the harm by the power of this charm. Power surged through the window, and the glass went milk-white. What did you do? Mendebar asked, impressed. It's a dragon spell, Simrine told him, keeping her eyes fixed on the window. It's easy to remember, and it's not hard to adapt it to do just about anything. I found it in Kazul. Look! The window glass had cleared. Through the circular pane, Mendebar could see the inside of a large cave. A sphere of golden light, like a giant glowing soap bubble, covered half the cave, and inside the glow was a dragon. She was easily 4 times as tall as Mendebar, even without counting her wings. 3 short, stubby horns stuck out of her head, 1 on each side and 1 in the center of her forehead, and her scales were just starting to turn gray around the edges. An angry-looking trickle of smoke leaked out of her mouth as she breathed. In front of the bubble stood 2 tall, bearded men in long robes carrying staffs of polished wood. Wizards, Simrine said angrily. I knew it. Boo to the wizards. I guess that makes sense then. The wizards are those ones, but magicians are people who do magic who aren't bigot wizards. So the wizards are like the MRA bronies of this universe. I'm going to get in so much trouble for that. I'm going to put the book down and end this video. What have I done? Oh, God.